I can't tell if my audio is working because everyone is awesome and muted. Would somebody be able to talk so I can test that?
It's working.
You were fine. I could hear you.
And I can hear all of you, which is what I wanted. Thank you.
My PC is kind of locked up. I can't do anything right at the moment. So, Sigrid, can you make them co-hosts?
I actually can't as a co-host. I'd have to be host.
Let me see what I can do.
Okay. Cian, if you sign out and sign back in, it should make me host by default when you sign out.
Okay.
I say should. Hi,
Greetings,
Flip.
Your Majesties.
Hey, good afternoon.
Hi.
Hello.
So Michaelis, I think we're ready to go whenever you are.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Sigrid, I made you host.
Perfect. Let me do like 3 things and then we'll be good.
So you want, how about I do the.
Are you ready, Sigrid?
Yes.
Oh yay, oh yay, oh yay. This hereby opens the royal court of their majesties, Morgan and Elizabeth, King and Queen of Atenveldt.
Well, hello, Atenveldt, for another ethereal court. We're almost to the point where we know what we're doing when we're on these.
Almost.
Almost. As another month goes by, we still dearly miss all of your faces. I miss the hugs at events. It's rough, but it's not getting any better out there right now. So I urge you all to continue being safe and protecting yourselves and your families.
No, not right now.
What about you, your highnesses?
All right, you want to go first? All right, I'll go first. Obviously we're still trapped in our houses, which is fun. And I'm, must echo His Majesty there. I definitely miss seeing people in person. And I've had quite a few conversations with people that were like, man, I really wish or I really miss not only the people, but just sitting around a campfire and being able to go camping and be outside of our houses, and hopefully one day we'll get back to that. And I appreciate everybody's efforts so far and what we can do and moving forward. I do have to thank Valora for continuing to make us pretty garb, even though we get to only show it off in our living room. And if we have enough of these ethereal courts, then maybe we'll get to show all of it off, which is fun. I like wearing garb, so it's all good. I same for herself, Maneko. My brother's been learning some fun jewelry stuff, and he sent us some cool little things. Sir Gabe from Artemisia. And so it's been entertaining playing with some artisans outside of the kingdom and in the kingdom. So
yep. So we would like to say, there are still a ton of classes and things being held online, and so look at the cool things that you can learn while you're in pandemic. Gabe has really been applying himself during our downtime, and I know that we're going to cover it later, but we definitely want to thank all the people that worked on the OP and the new Atenveldt website. And if you haven't had a chance, please stop by. And I know that their majesties and the people that worked on it are going to make announcements later. So I just wanted to chime in while I had the chance. Thank you.
Their Majesty's first order of business is with Corvus Dow of Skullbend.
So Corvus has been working for several years to help with setup and tear down at War. He was deputy parking last year at War, which, having been in that job, I can totally appreciate it. We both can. It's an awful lot of work. It's a lot more work than you might think. And it often goes unnoticed. This general goes to practice whenever he can and is gearing up to start fighting Hardsuit. And so today we would like to recognize him with an award of arms.
Greetings unto the assembled populace of Atenveldt. It is our privilege to recognize the efforts and dedication of our subject, Corvus Dow of Skullbend, to this glorious kingdom of Atenveldt, and today bestow upon them an award of arms, done on this 21st day of November, Anno Societatis 55, which is also called 2020. Morgan, King, Elizabeth, Queen. 3 cheers for this newest Lord of Atenveldt. Hip, hip.
Huzzah.
Huzzah!
Hip, hip.
Huzzah!
Hip, hip.
Huzzah!
Their Majesties would see Edward Harrison.
There we go. Now I can see him. So Edward's a longtime member, but he was away for a few years. But in his return, he jumped right in, and he's currently a baronial seneschal and champion, teaching older members how to use Zoom so they can participate in all of our virtual stuff. Frequently volunteers, and was also the primary editor on the Aten dance videos. So today we make him a beacon.
It has come to our notice that our subject, Edward Harrison, has served our realm with dedication and honor. Therefore, we, Morgan King and Elizabeth Queen of all Atenveldt, do hereby admit him into our order of the Beacon of the Desert. Done this 21st day of November, Anno Societatis 55, being 2020 in the Common Era. Morgan King, Elizabeth Queen. 3 cheers for this newest Beacon of the Desert. Hip, hip.
Huzzah.
Hip, hip.
Huzzah!
Hip, hip.
Huzzah!
Their Majesties would have before them Ermison de Champagne.
So this lovely lady, she learned how to make Italian garb a week before Crown, and then showed up in this dress at Crown that she had created, as well as a whole new outfit for her fighter so that he could match her and represent well on the field. She's constantly taking classes to increase her skills, and for those reasons and so many more, we would like to recognize her today as a flower of the desert.
Greetings unto all by whom these letters come from Morgan King and Elizabeth Queen of all Atenveldt. Our kingdom is blessed by the skills of many great artisans whose great works bring beauty to our realm. In recognition of her knowledge and skills in such arts, we are well pleased to admit Emerson de Champagne into our Order of the Flower of the Desert, done on this 21st day of November, and a Societatis 55, which is also called 2020. Morgan King, Elizabeth Queen. 3 cheers for this newest flower of the desert. Hip, hip.
Huzzah.
Hip, hip.
Huzzah!
Hip, hip.
Huzzah!
Their Majesties would be attended by Felipe de Dauphine.
Come on. I really want her to put a picture of him because he's watching.
I'm here.
There we
he is.
go.
Here we go. Sorry.
He's in a onesie, so I wanted everybody to see. So this gentle towed, what was it, 3 trailers to support war?
Usually,
And then used your own trailer to move equipment at the war, and then stayed active with archery throughout the whole war. And for all of that service, we make you a star of the desert today.
Thank you.
The most esteemed and glorious gathering as is held in our illustrious lands, Estrella War, would not be possible without the service of our volunteers. And it is our duty and our pleasure as King and Queen to reward such of our subjects as do deserve our favor. In recognition of this service, we honor Philippe de Dauphine as a companion of the Star of the Desert, Ghouls, done on this 21st day of November, and a Societatis 55, known modernly as 2020 AD. Morgan Rex Elizabeth Regina.
I really love that there's a unicorn on this scroll, since you're dressed in a unicorn.
Awesome. Perfect.
3 cheers for our newest Star of the Desert. Hip, hip.
Huzzah!
Hip, hip.
Huzzah!
Hip, hip.
Huzzah!
Their Majesties, I believe it is his Lord Floki would like to make an announcement regarding his newest adventure.
Hello, everybody. Many of you know me. I'm Lord Floki. I'm the New Kingdom Web Minister. I just wanted to say that we have the New Kingdom website up and running. So if you haven't had a chance, go take a look at it. I also want to say that we have a new order of precedence. Lord Matinee Donna, as well as Lady Zanetta Zavetta, have done an amazing job of creating a new order of precedence. And we're also going to have some new feature updates and improvements and some visual improvements to the order of precedence. The new website does have a news feed, so if you're not on Facebook and want to still get news and events, you can scroll to the bottom and you can subscribe via email. The social media office as well as the chronicler's office are all on board and have already started publishing articles. We have some exciting new things that are coming down the road, so stay tuned for any of those updates and whatnot. I do want to thank my team. They went above and beyond for what we did over the last 6 weeks, and really we couldn't have done it all without Noble Rosa, myself, Matinee, and Zanetta. But thank you very much. Oh, one other thing. We now have a Kingdom Wiki. We are looking for assistance in filling information out. You don't necessarily have to be a highly technical person to be able to do that. And really the wiki is going to be where we have all of our history and things like that. And it's going to be a massive effort to get that information in there and updated. So if you want to assist with that, just email the web minister's office, webmin@atenveldt.org. Thank you.
Website is beautiful. So
Yeah.
if you guys haven't had a chance to go look at it and play around in the new OP, absolutely you should go check it out after court, unless you have 2 monitors, and then do your thing. But it's beautiful, and the entire team just did a bang up job on it. So thank you all so much for your hard work on that.
3 cheers for our web minister for the new website and all the work that has been done. I know I'm happy. Hip, hip.
Huzzah.
Hip, hip.
Huzzah.
Hip, hip.
Huzzah.
Their Majesties have business with Stierbjorn in Rowdy.
Hi.
Hello.
So you spent a ton of your time at war working your tail off, and you're serving as both the sheriff and the night marshal for Toriskathir. Is that correct?
Just the night marshal.
Just the night marshal. I mean, you know, just. But I know you've been working on the field for several years, and you are quiet, and so maybe some of your service doesn't go so noticed, which happens so often in what we do. We want you to know how much we truly appreciate your contributions to our group. And today we would like to recognize you as a beacon of the desert.
One called Stierbjorn in Rowdy has, through works of service, been noticed. We, the Crown of Atenveldt, do delight to reward him now with companionship in the order of the Beacon of the Desert, done November 21st, Anastasio 55, also called 2020 in the Common Era. Morgan, King, Elizabeth, Queen. 3 cheers for this newest Beacon of the Desert. Hip, hip.
Huzzah!
Hip, hip.
Huzzah!
Hip, hip.
Huzzah!
I'm pretty sure it's also his birthday.
It's your birthday too?
Tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Thanks.
birthday.
Their Majesties would speak with Shea Wolf.
So this lovely lady has been playing for some time, but she kind of stays in the background too. And she has just been an integral part in helping serve feasts and cleaning up and working with the judges at Estrella War. And it came to our notice that she's doing all of this work and she's not yet been recognized as a lady of our kingdom. And so today we would fix that.
Let it be known to all those who come and to see and hear these letters that our loyal subject, Shea Wolf, has through diverse great efforts greatly enriched our realm. Thus, it is our pleasure to reward them with an award of arms done by our hands on this 21st day of November, Anastasio 55, which is called 2020. Morgan, King, Elizabeth, Queen. 3 cheers for the newest lady of Atenveldt. Hip, hip.
Huzzah!
Hip, hip.
Huzzah!
Hip, hip.
Huzzah!
The Majesties would speak with Daniel Vendredi de Leon.
So this gentle is a skilled spearman on the field, but more so than that, he takes time out of his own helmet time to teach others from basic to advanced spear work. And for that, today, we make him a blood fenris.
Be it known to one and all that inasmuch as it gladdens us to reward those who bring renown to our realm, do we, Morgan and Elizabeth, King and Queen of all Atenveldt, wish all to know of the skill and enthusiasm our subject, Daniel Vendredi de Leon, exhibits in the practice and teaching arts of fighting. Thus do we wish to elevate him as a companion of the Order of the Blood of Fenris. We ask him to continue on this most excellent of paths and to share his expertise throughout the land. done by our hand on this 21st day of November, Anna Societatis 55, also known as 2020 in the Common Era. Morgan King Elizabeth Queen. 3 cheers for this newest companion to the blood of Fenris. Hip hip.
Huzzah.
Ah,
Hip hip.
Huzzah.
ah,
Hip hip.
Huzzah.
ah.
Their Majesties have business with Roberto Raimondo.
So Beto has been helping out a whole lot at war. He does a lot of work for the game that we play in general, but at war, he's been working pretty hard on the thrown weapons side of the world, and he's been doing it for some time. And so today we would like to recognize him as a Star of the Desert.
Paradigm are those of our subjects who have shown great amounts of service and devotion to Australia war. Roberto Raimundo is a paramount in such regard. As it is our duty and pleasure to reward such of our subjects with admittance into the order of the Star of the Desert, Ghouls, on this 21st day of November, Anna Societatis 55, 2020 in the Common Era, Morgan King, Elizabeth Queen. 3 cheers for this newest Star of the Desert. Hip hip.
Huzzah,
Hip hip.
huzzah,
Hip hip.
huzzah.
Huzzah.
So we, a couple of weeks ago, put out a question to Facebook. So if you're not on Facebook, you may not have seen it. But the question was, would you be interested in seeing kind of an interview show where we're interviewing people from around the kingdom? And then the question was a poll, honestly, of do you want to see a specific group of people? Do you want to see a range of people? And so the answer that we received back from the populace was pretty loud and clear that you all want to see everybody, like everybody that makes up this beautiful kingdom, from the brand new players to the seasoned veterans. And so we have a plan to do this in the works. We're going to call it the Aten Inquisition because nobody expects that. And we're hoping to get that started soon. And so our question to all of you at this point is, send in the names, please. You can send those in through private messenger or email or carrier pigeon or however you need to get them to us. But tell us who you would like to see. We have a couple of them planned already, but then we're going to need some suggestions after that. So we look forward to hearing who you want to see interviewed.
Even if it's yourself that you want interviewed.
Yep.
Their Majesties have business with Kendall McBrock.
So this general is a renowned chef. He makes incredible desserts. And he embroiders and he does cross stitch and all of the things. And it came to my notice that he's not a flower. And today we shall fix that.
Whereas the strength of our kingdom lies in her people, those who create beauty are valued for the ambience they help generate. Let all who see these letters come that the sovereigns of the kingdom of Atenveldt have heard great tales of the skill and knowledge in the arts and sciences of our own Kendall McBrock. They have enriched our realm and so inspired others that we are minded to admit them into the order of the flower of the desert. In witness thereof, we do set our hands on this 21st day of November, Anno Societatis 55, being 2020, as reckoned in the common calendar. Morgan, King, Elizabeth, Queen. 3 cheers for this newest flower of the desert. Hip, hip.
Huzzah.
Ah,
Hip, hip.
Huzzah.
ah,
Hip, hip.
Huzzah.
ah.
Their Majesties would have before them Zanetta Zavata.
That was great. Hi.
Hi.
So I know that technically speaking, you're not in the Kingdom of Atenveldt anymore, but I don't care because you still need to be recognized. I mean, I care, I miss your face, but I'm still going to recognize you no matter what. So you have spent an incredible amount of time and energy and effort in the website project and getting it back up and running for us. And we are incredibly grateful for all of your hard work there. And we think that you really ought to be recognized for your service to this kingdom.
Whereas it has come to our attention that Zanetta Zavata has demonstrated dedication and honor in service to our realm, we, Morgan and Elizabeth, King and Queen of glorious Atenveldt, do hereby admit this faithful subject into our order of the Beacon of the Desert, done this day, the 21st of November, Anno Societatis 55, being 2020 in the Common Era. Morgan, King, Elizabeth, Queen. 3 cheers for this newest Beacon of the Desert. Hip, hip.
Huzzah.
Hip, hip.
Huzzah.
Hip, hip.
Huzzah.
Their Majesties have business with Rosa Duvanova Dokshevenya.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
So you were instrumental in helping with the Estrella War website and the New Kingdom website, and you put in a ton of work in a very short period of time. And you really are just shining like a beacon.
Let it be known that we, Morgan and Elizabeth, King and Queen of Atenveldt, being well pleased with the service and generosity of our subject, do with these letters named Rosa Duvanova Dokshevenya, a companion of the Beacon of the Desert, by our hands this 21st day of November, Anno Societatis 55, being 2020 in the Common Era. Morgan, King, Elizabeth, Queen. 3 cheers for this newest Beacon of the Desert. Hip, hip.
Huzzah.
Hip, hip.
Huzzah.
Hip, hip.
Huzzah.
The Majesties would see Stella della Luna.
So this lovely lady has been working in the Arts and Sciences department for a really long time. She took a break to go have her daughter, but she came back this year and she jumped right back in with both feet. She helps at teacher check-in, for the artisan showcase setup, for competition monitoring, and all things related to ANS. And so for these acts of service, we would like to recognize her today as a star of the desert.
All come and see as we, King and Queen of Atenveldt, recognize the hard work and dedication of Stella della Luna during the Great Estrella War. With this, we induct her to the Star of the Desert Gules, done this 21st day of November, Anno Societatis 55. Morgan, King, Elizabeth, Queen. 3 cheers for this newest Star of the Desert. Hip, hip.
Huzzah.
Hip, hip.
Huzzah.
Hip, hip.
Huzzah. So I know with everything being virtual, a lot of you are used to being able to just come up and ask us questions whenever you have things you want to know about. Understand that in this time, it's all you have to do now is send it to the Crown email or catch us on Facebook, either one of us. We want to make sure that your questions are answered if you have any. So please don't be afraid to reach out.
Their Majesties would have words with Angele Plaisance.
So Angele has been a staple in my personal SCA experience. She held a class in her home, which was the first class I ever attended back in the beginning for me. All along, everything that she does, her entire dress from head to toe, she's always very much in period. Whether she's doing something from a Norse culture or something later period in French, She always looks the part. She always looks like she could just step out of the pages of a manuscript. And for her efforts in her historical accuracy, today we would like to recognize her as a pilgrim of the desert.
All ye who by these letters come, pay heed to the words of the crown. Know ye that it is our duty to reward such of our subjects as do deserve our favor for excellence and great effort in the research, presentation, and teaching of historical recreation. Therefore do we, Morgan and Elizabeth, King and Queen of Atenveldt, admit Dame Angele Plaisance to the Order of the Pilgrim of the Desert, bestowed this 21st day of November in the year of plague, Anno Societatis 55, being 2020 in the Common Era. Morgan Rex Atenveldtus, Elizabeth Regina. 3 cheers for this newest pilgrim. Hip hip.
Huzzah.
Hip hip.
Huzzah.
Hip hip.
Huzzah.
Their Majesties have presents for Sekitora.
So this individual is so active in the Scribal community and really known for her figures and faces. We got to see that firsthand on the Thane and Banthane scrolls for the excellencies of Sundragon that just stepped down a few months back, and they were amazing. And she also teaches one-on-one in the baronial Scribal community. And so today we'd like to make her a floor.
Proclaim this to all true and loyal subjects in these sun-drenched and beautiful lands of Atenveldt, that we, king by right of arms and queen by grace and beauty, have seen our subject pursue her craft with devotion and diligent service, compelled by the very course of her nature to impart their skill in the arts and to magnify the glory of Atenveldt, that we command our subject Sekitora unto the order of the Fleur de Selil, and encourage her to apply herself effectively with all possible diligence toward the maintenance, support, and continued good works. Given by our hands this 21st day of November, Anno Societatis 55, being 2020 in the Common Era. Morgan Rex, Elizabeth Regina. 3 cheers for this newest Fleur de Selil. Hip hip.
Huzzah.
Hip hip.
Huzzah.
Hip hip.
Huzzah.
The Majesties have business with Matna Domna.
So we were just talking about this gentle. There he is. Hi.
Hello.
So you've served as the Kingdom's web minister, and then you also put in an incredible amount of time to make sure that the website and the OP are back up and running. And like I don't do computer stuff, but from what I have been able to gather over the years, it was a pretty tricky animal. And particularly the OP, as I understand it, that's a lot of like higher math that I don't want to think about. And so anyway, because of your willingness to be so giving of your time and your talents and teaching others as you go, today we want to recognize you as a light of Atenveldt.
Let all who come within the sound of our voice or read these words know that we, the crown of the Kingdom of Atenveldt, do wish all to know of the exceeding amount of dedicated service rendered by our subject, Matnedona, who has made such contributions as to be worthy to be named a companion of the light of Atenveldt. Let this most excellent subject continue to be an example of service to our kingdom, done by our hand on this 21st day of November, Anno Societatis 55, being 2020 in the Common Era. Morgan King, Elizabeth Queen. 3 cheers for this newest light of Atenveldt. Hip hip.
Huzzah.
Hip hip.
Huzzah.
Hip hip.
Huzzah.
Huzzah.
Their Majesties have business with the entire scriptorium of Granite Mountain.
All of them.
All of them. So the scriptorium of Granite Mountain, for so many years now, always presents the crown with these giant stacks of scrolls, which are super important because our favorite part of reigning is getting to give awards to deserving individuals, and we need the scrolls to do that. And they have continually come through again and again with just amazing scrolls. And so today we'd like to add that group to the Scarabs of Atenveldt.
That all may know of the loyalty and talents displayed by noble subjects, and inasmuch as we delight in honoring those who have brought renown to our realm. Behold, we as sovereigns of Atenveldt do admit the scriptorium of Granite Mountain into our order of the Scarab of Atenveldt. In witness of this, that we set our hands on this 21st day of November, Anna Societatis 55, 2020 in the Common Era. Morgan, King, Elizabeth, Queen. 3 cheers for this newest group to enter the Scarabs. Hip, hip.
Huzzah.
Hip, hip.
Huzzah.
Hip, hip.
Huzzah.
So we just want to take a moment to wish everybody a safe and happy holiday season. We won't be holding court again after today until the new year, January 2nd. And so we won't probably see all of your faces until after the holidays are behind us. So please stay safe and healthy and don't go out and lick strangers or do things that put you at risk, so that we can all get together and have events again at some point. A little bit.
Their Majesties would have business with Mistress Ari.
Hi.
Mistress Ari, you know, it is so fitting that you're not in garb right now.
Oh, no.
It's my favorite. So many times when this award goes out, the person
Oh,
is
shoot.
not. But on the norm, Ari, your garb is always on point. You work so hard to make sure that you're period accurate in everything from your jewelry to every piece of garb you're wearing. And this representation of that 90s era that you're wearing right now is pretty much on point. So today we make you the commander of the pilgrim.
Oh.
Our society is founded on a love of history, each of us traveling our own path of lore and technique. But there are those of us who excel at recreating the past, striving for accuracy and authenticity in all they do. And then there are those, still yet, who exceed all expectations, pushing the boundaries of our knowledge and sharing all they know with joy and enthusiasm. Thus do we, Morgan and Elizabeth, King and Queen of all Atenveldt, recognized our cherished Ari Uzni and create her a commander of the Order of the Pilgrim of the Desert. Done by our hand this 2nd day of May in the 55th year of the Society on the 2020th year of the Common Era. Morgan Rex Elizabeth Regina.
Thank you.
This commander of the Pilgrim of the Desert. Hip, hip.
Huzzah.
Hip, hip.
Huzzah.
Hip, hip.
Huzzah.
My son's been making little models.
Master Raven.
Hi.
Hello.
So Master Raven, you've been doing a lot of work this year, trying to get our kingdom ready for 50 year, and then, you know, just switching gears and making it a virtual 50 year with an actual 50 year to follow. but you've worked hard for many years in the arts and sciences community at all levels, right? From the local group all the way on up to Society A&S Minister for a bit there. And so obviously you've been recognized already for your contributions in the arts and sciences, and you were made a laurel. And today we would like to thank you for continuing to be that person. And we would like to recognize you as a glory for laurels.
Steadfast, devoted, tireless, enduring, giving, chivalrous, responsible, honorable, inspiring, teacher, noble, patient, driven, exemplary. All these and more have been used to describe the peers of fair Atenveldt. The members of all our peerages, our laurels, our masters of defense, our chivalry, our pelicans, our royal peers, all these gentles have borne the weight of our kingdom upon their shoulders for many sunsets and equal moon rises. They have held our august Atenveldt's sun aloft even through the darkest night. For this, we, Morgan and Elizabeth, wish to recognize them and their ongoing support to our kingdom. On this day, we bring before us and present him to you, Master Raven Main, as our Order of the Glory of Atenveldt, our laurel. Look to him as you would all our peers for your inspiration and guidance in this dream. Done with the utmost joy on this day of May, Anna Societatis 55, which is also called 2020 in the modern era. Morgan, King, Elizabeth, Queen. 3 cheers for this newest glory of Atenveldt. Hip, hip.
Huzzah!
Hip, hip.
Huzzah!
Hip, hip.
Huzzah!
So after court, we're going to hang out here for about an hour or so just to be social. And so we would like to invite everybody to join us. Just stay on the Zoom call and we'll all hang out and have a beverage and just visit and just be friendly.
This, there being no business before the court, this hereby closes the royal court of their majesties, Morgan and Elizabeth, King and Queen of Atenveldt. Long live the king.
Long live the king.
Long live the queen.
Long live the queen.
Long live the crown prince.
Long live the crown prince.
Long live the crown princess.
Long live the crown princess.
Long live these sovereign lands of Atenveldt.
Long live the sovereign lands of Atenveldt.
Good night, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
Thank you.